Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now Lawrence will get this off to Etienne. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Patterson's kick is good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. Maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp. Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive. And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. To throw is Smith. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack. Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's a give to Etienne, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Lawrence will throw. Looking downfield for Jones. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play that time for Jacksonville. yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Etienne with it. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. 29 yards for Travis Etienne. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. So there you go. They needed a big play, and they got one there on the touchdown run.
And that was a very important drive. Of course, they all are when you're trailing in the second half. But what I really liked, they didn't panic. They knew they still had time to run the football and keep playing their game.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
Throwing on 2nd down. Smith. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game, 1st and 10 here. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there at 22.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Play action. It's Smith. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. To the air again, Smith. It's complete to Lockett. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 22-yard line. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with the bigger guy to try and use size? Got to try to go with the quicker guy, and sometimes even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Back to throw, Smith. Escaping the pressure, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Geno Smith, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and they're able to add on to their advantage. circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now Myers for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That time, a 9-play drive. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond. But on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A shotgun snap and a give to ETN. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 86 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They go play action now. Lawrence. Man open. Here is Jones. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Zay Jones, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars have got it back to within a score. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Smith now to throw. Buying time to his left. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Again, Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Now Smith. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Now it's Smith. And it's a quick slant to Lockett. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 44-yard line. Here's Smith. And his throw here's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Smith throwing again. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Here's Smith. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and that will keep this a 3-point game. Maybe an important fourth quarter miss as this stays a 3-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a 3-point game. They get a drive, put it through the post. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
They'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Now ETN. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 94 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Another tote for ETN. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's Lawrence. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Big third down. A field goal from this spot, 57 yards as they hope to move it a little closer. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And able to find Kirk complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 19. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards to play. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it. So it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Back to the ground with Etienne. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first time go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Uchenna Nwosu. And the Seahawks are going to have it here at their own 15. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
But how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching in Atlanta, our apologies. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Straight ahead running. Here's Dallas. And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Smith. This is the tight end fan. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now to the ground. Here's Walker. And some space here. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 43 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Smith. Noah Fant with a catch on the crossing route. Touchdown! Noah Fant, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over, and here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now. On 2nd and 10, Lawrence. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. First down now, but that clock rolling. Lawrence. ETN bringing in another one. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Now Lawrence going to get his guys to go quickly. Now left side on the swing pass. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Throwing now, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Patterson's kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. Want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talking about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Running right, here's Walker. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Sticking with Walker on second down. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. On third down, here's Walker. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and this will remain a one-touchdown game. Things just got interesting. They tried for the long field goal there to salt this one away. They don't get it, and now a little time for the other guys to mount a late drive.
Well, they thought their kicker would put it through the post and finish this one off. I'm sure they discussed pooch punting it and letting their defense take over. Well, the defense now has to make it stand up, but they didn't get the best field position because the ball comes back to the line of scrimmage.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
But how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Here's Lawrence. That's complete. ETN out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Back to throw. Lawrence. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And that touchdown means a decision has to be made. Do they kick the PAT and tie it up, or do they go for 2 and try and win it right now?
So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely to take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. And Smith's throw into the hands of Fan. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. So in a teaching moment here, overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the Jaguars going to get possession of the football first here in this overtime session as the kick is away. And we will not see a return to start overtime. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. ETN up the middle, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 104 yards now for ETN, and he's got a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, This is my quarterback for your fantasy league because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kobe Bryant. And the Seahawks are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. He had the interception woes in regulation, and now they carry over into overtime. And on the other side, CD, all they need is a field goal to win it.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Brandon, because he has not been sharp all game long. He's been rather loose with some of his passes, and this one might cost him the ball game.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now Smith with his first throw of OT. He'll find Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Left side here, that's the tight end fan. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. From the 30 on second down, Smith got his man complete over the middle. That's Goodwin. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one goes for 24 yards. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
Here's Walker. A loss of 2 there, second down.
Brandon, I go ahead and kick it right now. I know it's only second down, but I kick it and give myself a real margin for error here.
Don't wait for third, have the extra down just in case.
If something goes wrong, messed up snap, anything like that, you fall on it, guess what? It's third down. You still have the ball. You still have a chance to kick it.
No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. All right, well, they didn't kick it on second down, now 3rd and goal. You have to kick it here.
Absolutely have to kick it because if you get a bad snap, you fall on it, you got a chance to kick it again on 4th down. Let's say it gets blocked and it's behind the line of scrimmage. You fall on it, you get another chance at it. Give yourself that option. Give yourself that opening. Great defense there on 3rd and goal. They took away everything. Forced him to fire that one to the sideline where no one could get it.
And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And they'll be celebrating in Pioneer Square tonight. The Seahawks have won the game. Well, partner, you and I were excited for this one today and certainly had its moments. Some good execution at times by both of these offenses. Defenses both made some plays as well. And always a joy to be up here in the booth next to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be up here in the booth next to you as well. Thanks for taking the time. And let's go ahead and get ready for our next one, right? I'll see you in the film room. Get that preparation started now.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say cheerio from London.